2 minutes before start, 5 minutes before start, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the fourth Ironman talk, and this time it is with Erik Meijer. Welcome, Erik.
Hello, Rob.
Good evening. Happy to have you in our Ironman talk about the races in the Netherlands, but also about your history in football or soccer. I never know in English what's the right word for it. So, could you please introduce yourself, Erik?
For the real football fans, it's football, and for the Americans, it should be soccer. I don't know why they make a difference, but for me, it's football. Um, I'm Erik. I'm 52 years old, born in the summer of '69, and yeah, I was a professional football player from my 18th till my 36th. Played for several teams in Belgium, in Holland, in Germany, in England, and yeah, after that, um, I went to television. Over the last 10 years, I worked for Sky Sports in Germany. I analyze football matches in the Champions League and Bundesliga and the Premier League. So since my 18th, I have a well-paid hobby.
A well-paid hobby. That's a bit different if you're an Ironman athlete.
Yeah, that's a big difference. I'm so lucky that on Monday morning I jump in the same water as Celeste de Vries or Maya Kingma, and these ladies have to train very hard for a very small amount of money. And if I see what amounts of money going around in the football business, it's not fair.
That's a complete other world, I believe. So, in early days, you got paid to play a match, and now you have to pay your entry.
Yeah, but that's okay. I mean, I like to be sporty. I like to be fit. I like to keep myself fit. Vitality is something that everybody knows, certainly now because of the days of Corona, that it could help you. And I hope more people see this and watch your food, watch your weight, keep on moving, go outside. It's beautiful there, and get out of that chair with your heavy butt.
That sounds interesting, Erik. But from your history point of view, that's a complete other world from a
Mhm.
sportive side. It's a lot of training in football, but um, how did you get involved in triathlon? How can that be?
Um, well, I saw the Ironman for the first time in Maastricht. I watch it on the television. I always stayed awake when the Ironman World Championship was at Kona, and I was impressed about the fitness of the triathletes. as well, women as men. And then they came, the big boys. They came to Maastricht, and I went to that Sunday morning at 6:45 at the beautiful sunny Sunday morning in Maastricht, the most beautiful city of Holland. And I saw all those people standing there in their rubber suits, and they want to jump into my River Maas. And then I thought, I have to do that myself. And so, but I thought, okay, I was already on the bike. Uh, my swimming was holiday swimming, a little bit hanging on the side of the pool and being relaxed, and don't do that much of a swim. So I had to learn. And I met Bertil Kane, the owner um, of the pool in Gulpen, Mozaqua. And he said, oh, I'm willing to learn you to swim, but then we have to go as a relay team because I want to swim in the triathlon. So you can jump on the bike. And I found somebody who can do the running. And we did that for 3 years in a row. We had a lot of fun. We drank a lot of beer afterwards. And yeah, it was fun. It was beautiful in the city. Everybody was enthusiastic. And then it went more and more interesting to do it myself. And then the year 2019 turned, and in that year I would turn 50. So I thought in that year I have to do it. But then Mr. Corona came, and I had to move it on. So I decided to do the challenge road. I know it's not an Ironman, but it's something special. And because I work for already 20 years in Germany, that's something big over there. So I decided to do that, and I did it last summer. And yeah,
So
step by step.
step by step. So your introduction into triathlon was for the first time as a relay team. That's interesting because what we have seen in Maastricht is that a lot of people didn't know what was triathlon or what's Ironman at all in the first year. That was in 2015. But a lot of people came out on the streets and they thought, okay, and they thought the same as you did, Erik, but they did it in 1 year. They made a goal of it to train in 1 year to an Ironman distance. I think your experience saved you.
Yeah, I'm used to train, and I'm used to keep myself busy, and I think my body always asks for movement. It doesn't matter which kind of sport it is. And I played in a team sport for so many years, and I liked it. I like to achieve something with others together. Um, but this is something you have to do it on your own, or at least ask your wife if it is possible to be an egoist for 1 year and to do an Ironman. So I asked her. She said yes, that's okay. And then you start training, and you start to build it up. So I thought that it would be the right start to start in a relay team, then do an Olympic, do a half. I did a half in Luxembourg, and then go to the full. Um, isn't that the normal way, Rob?
Ah, that's the normal way. That's also the reason why we offer as Ironman in the Netherlands the sprint distance, the 4:18.4 race, and also the Iron Kids is a step up to a lifelong being healthy, being sporty, and moving around to go to sprint, and after the sprint you can race an Olympic. And I'm races, we call it a 51:50. That's in miles again.
Yeah.
Non-stayer race, so that's a big difference from the most races in the Netherlands on that distance. But
Well, I also did a long course weekend in Mallorca. Yeah, that was something funny. Then you split it in 3 days.
yeah,
The only negative thing is that muscle pain comes during the night after the bike, and then
yeah.
you have to run. So that was not that funny, but a good experience to see all the 3 different kinds of sports and put them together in a very nice week.
Yes, that's the way we met, Erik. I believe we saw each other the first time in Mallorca. You racing a long course weekend over there.
Yeah.
For the people in watching, long course weekend is a triathlon over 3 days and on different distances. And you can choose each. And if you do all the three Ironman distances, so swim, bike, and run on 3 days, you are a long course participant. And that's the way it gets heavy. Indeed, because you get sore muscles, Erik. I saw you sitting on the ground there. You had a tough.
Yeah, I was very happy. The day after the running, I was really killed. But the bike course, you don't need to keep the distance. So I drove with a friend of mine in a group, and that was very nice. But you had to refill your bottles. So I stopped to refill my bottles, but the group went on. So then I was on my own for the last round, and it cost me a lot of power. And that power, um, I needed that the next day for the run. So that was a terrible run. But after a few hours and a burger and some fries, and suddenly 1, 2, 12, 14 beers, it was much better. Much,
That's the
much better.
right.
But I think I don't need to earn any money with this sport. So I do it for fun and I like it. And I like to push it to the limit if I can. If I work with a schedule, I try to stay with the schedule, do it as professional as possible, um, try to get good equipment around me. And then we will see what a 52-year-old body can do.
Yes, I was surprised about your time in Rood, which is not a small race and not the easiest one. I believe they changed the bike course a bit for COVID rules, but still a heavy one.
Yeah, I was quite happy. I thought 12 hours would be nice. It was 11:03, so I was very happy with that. Had a decent swim, nothing special, but it was okay. I had a very good bike ride under 5 hours, so that was really heavy, really good with 170k, but with 1,400 altitude meters. So that was very good. So we're happy with that. But then I had to step into my running shoes. I hate the canal. I can tell you, I hate that canal. Oh man, 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 man. 28 kilometers running there. It got hotter and hotter. But after the race, I saw a lot of pros also get problems with the heat and dehydration and stomach problems. So I was not the only one. I had a run of 4 hours 40. That was much too long, but okay, I finished it, and I was very happy and also proud that I did it. And I learned in that 1.5 year of preparation that um, even if you are over 50, you're still trainable. Even if you have a little bit more weight, a little bit too much fat on your stomach, it's trainable. And if you go out and you're looking for a couple of friends to train with, it's also a lot of fun to put a cross sign somewhere in your calendar and say that's my goal, and I go for it. And yeah, that's the way I live.
That's nice to hear. I think that inspires a lot of people. Do you know if there are a lot of football players from your generation or that have the same story racing triathlons?
I don't know anybody.
I,
Normally, footballers are a little bit lazy. But for me also, I had to change my complete body. The football is sprint, is tackling, is jumping up, is all short, 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 short. And triathlon is long. And you have to stretch it and yeah, get an extra motor in. And yeah, that was something new, and I had to learn that. But I got a good training plan, good schedule. Swimming went better. It's helpful if you have such big hands as I have, so you can move a little bit of water. And running. When I was younger, I was running in the 16-yard box, and now I have to run a little bit further.
It's a complete other life, I believe. Erik, I see your wingman, Perry de Jong, wishes you a nice conversation and nice evening. He's going to train, he says. He's going to run.
Yeah. Well, if he sees on Strava that I've been swimming, he knows he has to do also something. Well, we train a lot together. We preparation for road. We did 80-90% of the training sessions together. Perry lost 15, 16 kilo. I'm very proud of him that he did that.
Wow.
And he had a great finish in road. Really happy with him.
Impressive. That sounds really how you stick together with your training
Yeah,
buddy.
you help each other also, you know. Sometimes I have a weak moment or he has a weak moment, and then we say, come on, you can rest when you're dead.
I think that's really nice about our sport. How did you change that from a team sport? You've been a professional football player, but there are also a big cultural difference in football. Let's say if you go playing in England or in Belgium or by MVV in Maastricht. How does that compare, or how did you make that change from a team sport with a lot of cultural background, and how did you do that, and how do you find?
It's of course it's different if you play with Liverpool and Anfield or with Hamburg in Volksparkstadion with 45 or 50,000 fans in the stands, and in triathlon you do most of the things on your own. Streets are empty. On the long bike course, there are not that many people on beside the road. Just when there are little hills, you have to do it on your own. But the fact that I trained 18 years in a schedule from Monday to Saturday, and Saturday that was the moment. Then was the match. 3:30 in Deutschland, 3:30 in England. You had to be there. The referee he whistles, and then you have to be there. And with this training, it's more or less the same. The only thing is you just have 2 or 3 matches in a year. And as a football player, you had a match every weekend. So one bad day was not that bad. In triathlon, you have to prepare very good for those 2, 3 special days in a year. And the switch between team sports and individual, yeah, I like the team sport, but I also like this. But I always look for, let's say, when I'm on the bike, on a longer bike ride, I'm always looking for people to join. So we have a small group on a Saturday. We meet here in Maastricht and we say, okay, 10 o'clock, who's there to join us? We drive with 6 or 7 or 8, and sometimes you are just with the 2 of you. But I like it to be in a group.
Yeah, nice. So, and there's also a big a difference between triathlon and football, I guess, because you said earlier, in triathlon you can race next to Sarissa de Vries or Els Visser in the same race, so they start ahead. And
yeah, that's what I liked. I had a nice interview with Patrick Lange and Anne Haug after Rood, and with at the Sky Sports, and that's something you will never get that in another sport. That the guys who wins it, the pros, jump in the same water, drive the same roads, have the same nutrition, and run the same distance. Um, that's special in triathlon, I guess, and that makes it also touchable.
yeah, it's a complete other world. I can imagine that's something you've learned quickly from being a football player to a triathlete. But yeah, the respect to athletes is from a pro to a age group. What story is there? It's a lot of stories in one day suffering the same distance, indeed, and that's something special. Let's see, Erik. we have a little schedule for the evening, and I just want to tell people watching our live stream, you can put some questions in the comments below for Erik or for me, and we try to answer them straight away, but we keep them also a bit to the end. Let's see if we have some comments, Erik. Yes, there are training rights, and we will post them on our social channels, and we will send emails about when and where we're gonna do some training rights on the bike, and we do a run discover, etc. So we will keep you informed there. Let's see. There are no signs on the road, Irene. I'm sorry, we are not allowed to put the signs on yet. They will be there a week before the race takes place in August, if it's about um, the race in Maastricht.
Rob, is it also already allowed me to tell that there's a different ride this year and that the running is different?
Sure, sure. Maybe we can catch up after we look to the Ironman
Mhm.
Maastricht 2018 after movie, because that's part of the story, and
Yeah.
have some roads shared, and we took
Uh-huh.
the experience from that year, and I think that's a nice bridge. You can tell people how that's going to be in 2022. Let's see the after movie. So that was the after movie from 2018, Erik. We were just chatting a bit about the conditions that year. What are your memories from 2018 Maastricht?
I was in a relay with Bertil as a swimmer, and my wife did the running. She trained a year long to do the marathon. So I just had one thing in my mind. I have to cross the finish line to give her the time things. Um, what's what's the name, Rob?
Timing chip.
The timing chip. Yeah.
Right.
So that was the most important thing. Otherwise, she couldn't start, and she trained so hard. I'm so proud of her. But it was extremely warm. The first lap on the bike, that was okay. Was nice. It was not too hot, but then the sun came out, and it was unbelievable hot. But then it was 3 o'clock, and I gave gave it to my wife, and she had to start running, and it was 32, 34 degree or something. It was unbelievable hot.
Tough conditions, but
Tough.
everything can happen in an Ironman race. You can start in the morning in chilly, cold conditions, a bit fog above the river, the Maas, and then it turns on, the heat turns on, and in the streets of Maastricht, it can seriously be hot indeed.
Yeah, but it was very busy. Everybody was out. Everybody was in town. Everybody was sitting out and having a drink and enjoying themselves. And yeah, that gives us a very good atmosphere.
Yeah, that's indeed the support on the run course in 2018, and everybody was taking out their hoses to shower the athletes on the run course to
Yeah.
keep them running. That's special feeling that Maastricht brings.
That's also nice when you have a smaller town where people come together and make it look like a big party. And we have a beautiful city here. So I'm just born 5 kilometers from Maastricht. So Maastricht is my town. I'm really proud of where I'm coming from, and it is the most beautiful city I know, and I just want to live here. I don't want to live anywhere else. So, but it's nice. It's the cobblestones. Sometimes with running, it's not that nice, but it also gives a very kosher feeling. And it's an old Roman town, and it gives you the feeling that yeah, I want to stay here longer because people are friendly. The food is good. We can brew some beer. So, what do you want more?
And don't forget about all the shopping possibilities, because Maastricht is well known for shopping and being a long week over or a weekend over to have some fun with kids and your family spending some time. It's a Burgundic city indeed. It's been in French hands, been in Spanish hands, and with 130,000 people living, with all that cultural mixture, and Burgundic life is on also on race day.
I, I think the good thing is that you go drive 5 minutes to the south, they speak French. You drive to the east, it's German, and it's just 10, 15 minutes away. You are in Aachen, and you drive 5 minutes to the west, and you're in Vlaanderen. So that's also special, and yeah,
It's a
good, good
tough,
here.
Erik, but Maastricht is the center of Europe, and you talked about Aachen. You have some friends, and you work a lot in Germany still, right?
Sorry, I didn't hear your question.
That you still have a lot of friends and people you spend some time with in Germany. I see a reaction under our feed from Marco Lutz, your host from Rood.
Yeah.
Hi, greetings from your host. So
Yeah, that's something special in Rood. There are not that many hotels. Maastricht has a lot of hotels, so that's not a problem to get something. But in Rood, it's different. And yeah, I turned into to Marco, and he was our host for Perry and me, and it was unbelievable. He and his wife they took care of us. It's better than a hotel, and it was so nice, and they did everything for us. They pampered us from the first moment on, and it was a really good host feeling that we had. Thank you, Marco.
nice. That's friendship around triathlon. That sounds special. But also for your work, you stay a lot of time in Germany, and
Yeah.
you got some questions about Maastricht from triathletes, but also for your work, because you work for Sky Sports, and where do you stay then?
I worked for 10 years now for Sky Sports. I analyze football matches for the Champions League the last 9 years, but we lost the rights to Amazon Prime. They had a big bank account of money, and they thought, well, let's buy the Champions League in Germany. So we're out of that, and now analyzing matches in the Bundesliga and the Premier League, and that's a lot of fun. I like to talk about football. I like to show younger viewers what the tactic moves are of the coaches. Yeah, I have to do it in German, so my German is quite okay. And yeah, I like it. It's in Munich, so I travel every weekend. I travel to Munich, to the studios there, and do my thing. And so far, so good. I like it. I have a great life.
Nice. Yes. So you're staying a lot of time in Germany, but Maastricht, we talk about it. It's just 15 minutes from Aachen, but Köln, Düsseldorf, big cities. That's just 1 hour drive. And I think a lot of people are interested. Why Maastricht? We have races in Frankfurt. So can you tell me how do you experience the swim in the early morning in Maastricht?
Yeah, I think you have to be there. You start in the middle of town, and we have a few bridges going from one side of town to the other side. And during your swim, you pass those bridges, and on those bridges there are hundreds and thousands of people watching and cheering and trying to pushing you. I think that's something special. I've been swimming in Luxembourg in the Mosel. That was nice, but that was green, 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 green. And here you are, yeah, in the city center. I like to swim, especially when I come back, because then it is faster. you have a little bit of a motor in your back, but yeah, the swim is special because you start in the middle of the town, and that in the Corona time we had to go outside Maastricht. That was not so nice. It was the best solution you could have. But the most beautiful thing is when you can start in the center, and you step on your bike on the same place, and then you make your round through the hilly country. We call it hills. Our German friends, they laugh when I tell them that I drive in the Dutch mountains. But still, you have to get up and down on those small, steep hills.
It's a mixture of some smaller climbs. I have biked once the long course weekend in Wales, and it feels a bit the same. Not that heavy, but it's for parts. It's narrow. It's turning. It's still a time trial bike course.
Yeah.
Also in Maastricht, and there are parts from the famous World Championship cycling roads, the Amsterdam Gold Race roads. But then it flattens out for a while, and you biking. You've done the course, right? We improved it.
I done it. Yeah. So the new one, you get out of town really fast and quick, and then you have a kind of bike road, but a wider bike road where you go to the south. Then you have to first climb up to Messelberg. Oh, that's a nice one. Nice to warm up, and you get a few up and downs till you come back to Maastricht again. The Rasberg is also one. It's just a few hundred meters up, but it's a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and at the end of the 90k or the 180k, you will find out that the Dutch mountains can hurt you. So the first part of the course, I would just stay in my pace and watch your heart rate. And after you turned at the airport, Maastricht Aachen Airport, from then on, it's putting down and go, 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 go. The second part of the lap is it's more smooth, it's more lay down. You can put pressure on your pedals, and then you can come back to Maastricht again and do the same lap for the second time. So it's much better as last year. There are less 90-degree turns. It's more fluent. I like it much better than it was last year. So really improvement, Rob. Compliments about that.
Thank you, thank you. Yes, we do our best effort, but as you know, it's very difficult here to find the right roads, and we are very happy with the region supporting us to find the best roads for athletes and have a nice bike ride. So we have seen the 2018 last time full Ironman in Maastricht, the movie. Then we saw the run course. We didn't change anything. It's exact the same course, and that has a reason, isn't it?
Yeah, because you pass every local pub that's filled up with people who have a lot of fun, drink a lot of beer, and or a rosé or a white wine, and cheering and trying to pushing you forwards. And the good thing is that you just from the other side of the Maas, you go over the old bridge, and you come to the city center, to the park. You pass the park, you go to the south of Maastricht, and yeah, say hello to André Rieu. There's one irritating small climb. The first time you go up, you think that's nothing. The second time you think, well, it's become something. And the fourth time you think, what the fuck is this? And that's 4 times with André Rieu playing on his violin and trying to help you. But the course is nice. It goes to the city center where most of the people are and cheering for you. So yeah, I like the run course, and it's very nice, and it's flat. So for everybody who likes to go up, there's just one part with André Rieu. So when you hear the violin, you know it goes up.
It goes up, and then we have some cobblestones in some sections in the inner city. They can
beautiful old cities have cobblestones.
So that's special. That special feeling. We are well known in Maastricht about our big parties around the run course, and our finish line party will be very special too. Because I didn't tell you yet, Erik, as an ambassador, but I invited a DJ from South Africa. He comes together with Paul K. and Matthijs and Rico will play together for some hours. So the party is on
at the old city wall.
We will finish next to the city hall. We will finish in the park next to the Onze Lieve Vrouwenwalk called in Maastricht, and we can pack that with people. It's way bigger than our old finish location, so that will be special. That's going to be a big party with Maton playing and Rico together with Paul K on the mic. So I'm really looking forward to those memories bringing back. Maybe we can see a little Return of the Legend movie. Return of the legend. Erik, are you racing Maastricht?
Yes, I raced Maastricht, but after the full distance from last summer, didn't fit into my plan to do it this year. I have to do some rebuilding at the house. I don't do it myself, but it's it's not that nice. It will take 2 or 3 months to fix it. New kitchen and something on the terrace. So yeah, so it's not ideal. So I do two halves. Um, I do a half one in St. Pölten in Austria, and I will start on the Saturday in Maastricht because I want to jump in the Maas.
We can celebrate you on racing the Ironman 70.3 in Maastricht on Saturday. Indeed, we do offer two races on Saturday. And
I hope the DJs are also on the Saturday. Yeah,
they are both days playing on the finish line to
that's
celebrate.
good. That's what I like. That's what I like.
That's gonna be fun. Yes, to return of the legend, to be a legend, we all know as Ironman athletes that that there is a lot needed to come there on that finish line. And if you're on the carpet, then you have that sweet memory. How many hours it took and how many sacrifices you've made. So I can imagine if you are rebuilding the house that that's not the ideal combination.
No, but I mean that's it's something. I want to get the best out of me, and I know that it will not be the best because it's not the best preparation that I would think it's possible. So I had a very good preparation for my full in Rood. Everything went well and schedule went well. And this year I knew it's not going to be perfect. So I try to enjoy more and try to swim with a smile without getting water in my mouth. I try to get with a smile on the bike, uh, also on those steep small hills. And I hope I can smile when I pass the finish line. It's nice to do a triathlon, and just what you told, it's it's a training. It's everything you put in, and at the end, you hope that you become something back, and that what you come back is it's a medal, it's a good memory, and a good feeling. I think that's the most important thing. You get under the shower, you fresh yourself up, or you drink your first ice cold beer, and then you think, yes,
Yeah,
it was worth it. It was worth it.
that's where we all do it for. Indeed, it's a long road to get there, and we share that memories. I find that very special that a football player, professional football player, makes that switch and
Now, I think there are parallels. It's I like to score goals and I like to win matches.
yeah.
And cheering people and step into a stadium with 80,000 people and people shouting your name. That's special. That's goosebumps. That's really that's why I went football player. I
Mm.
want to see how far can I get and what is my max. And that's the same now with this sport. I just tried to get to the max. And it's nice when there are people sharing for you. They don't know you because you have a helmet on and such a super glasses on, so they don't will not recognize you. But they support you and they are happy to see that you give everything, and that gives me something special. I think Erik Meijer needs that.
And don't forget about the kids around the run course, giving some power, tap for power hands. That is always a special feeling, and you get energy there.
Yeah, and also there are those volunteers who stand with drinks and with gel and with all those things you need to get to the finish line. They also stand there for hours and hours, and they cheer you up and they give you half a banana with joy, and that's also something that is with this sport. you will not see that often in football, where it's all, oh, I'm the best and I'm the biggest and look at me now. Here, everybody feels like he's the same.
Yeah, ego doesn't exist on the courses.
No, no, and that's something special, and maybe that's why I like this sport. And I'm also just normal son of the butcher, and who went football player. I didn't study for that. I just went football player, and I was lucky to do that. I worked hard for it, and now I appreciate when when people help me with this event, and by giving me a bottle or half a banana or a cracker, you know, I think that's something special.
Indeed, it is special. Big thanks for all our volunteers and everybody working hard to make you enjoy the course. Yeah, that's special, Erik. I can't wait to be there. And let's also ask all our athletes to race with a smile and never forget to smile to the volunteers and give them a hand if you see them cheering you on.
Yeah.
Let's see if we have some questions left, because we are almost on the end of our talk here. I think we should do this more often. We can talk easy for hours about some passion, I guess.
Yeah, that, and also in English. It's easier to talk to each other in our own dialect that we speak here in the south of the Netherlands. But okay, for all those watchers who don't speak Limburg's dialect, we will do it in English.
Yes, thank you for that. It's always a bit of a switch. It's not so worse as it was a few years ago when I started with that. But you also speak fluent German, Erik.
Ich muss Deutsch sprechen, weil wenn du ins deutsche Fernsehen arbeiten möchtest, dann musst du Deutsch sprechen. So I have to speak German. So otherwise,
Now
you cannot work in a German television. It's worthless.
Yes,
but
yes.
I also have my, let's say, Dutch German, and I make mistakes, but I try to smile a lot and hope they accept it.
It seems that it helps. You're a long time on telly, so that works. Okay.
Yeah.
Erik, I don't see any questions left. Only Rita Haan asked if you want to do a comment on Eurosport. I think that's an open invitation.
Yeah, why not? I'm willing to do that. No problem. We can give him my mobile number.
Yes, some comments later.
I'm flexible, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the event. It's April, May, June, July, 4 months. And then it's already Ironman Maastricht. So I'm looking forward to it. I wish you a lot of good support, Rob, to organize this event.
Thank you.
Für meine deutsche Freunde, ich hoffe, ihr kommt noch mal rüber zu den Niederlanden. Es ist nicht weit, es ist schön hier. Und es ist ein verdammt schönes Wochenende Maastricht. Nehmt eure Frauen mit, es gibt was zu shoppen, es gibt was zu essen und zu trinken. Also kommt rüber, Freunde.
I have to watch my words now, because I'm wanted to change to German now, so it gets complicated.
Sorry.
But thank you, Erik, for being our guest. Thank you for your support and your kind question to all your German friends to come over to Maastricht. We would love to have all people to make this party unforgettable in August in Maastricht. Thank you again, Erik, and we see
You're
each
welcome.
other racing or before with a course recon the week before. Maybe you can join there.
Yeah, hopefully see us there. Thank you, Rob, for the invitation. And Saturday, 10 o'clock, Talentino, I will go for a ride on my bike again. So if somebody wants to join me, be there.
That sounds like a plan. Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice evening. Thank you for watching Ironman Talk. And we see each other soon. Thank you.
Ta-da.